Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing Isadora. It is a Swedish brand of makeup. My friend June had sent me a big box of all different kinds of makeup, and I wanted to review some of the products that were in that box because sometimes it's fun to see brands that we can't get here in the United States, but I also am fully aware that not everyone who is subscribed to me lives in the United States. I have subscribers from all over the world. So if you are somebody who lives specifically in a European country and you're subscribed to me, this will give you a chance to have me review some of your products that you can get in your countries. Now, Isadora is sold worldwide, but most of the countries that it is available in are European countries. If you want to see the full list of what countries it's available in, you can just go to their website, which is just isadora.com. And all right, so I could not get a lot of specific information about these products from their website. There were no prices listed, so I'm not going to be able to tell you how much these things cost, but correct me if I'm wrong for anybody who knows, but I believe Isadora is like a mid-range brand, so it's not super inexpensive like drugstore priced, but it's also not department store priced either. I believe it's somewhere in the middle. So anyways, let me show you the products that my friend sent me and tell you what I think about them. This is the Face Sculptor palette, and I don't know what the situation is this because the only reference that I could find of this was on the Isadora website in a section that had to do with Ireland, so I think it's possible that this might only be available in Ireland, but I'm not positive because I also watched a YouTube video where somebody had purchased it in Sweden, I believe. So I think it might be available sporadically, I'm not sure. But in any case, I used every product from this palette today to do my look, and I'm really impressed. This is a really nice palette. The color number on this, by the way, is number 2, and the shade name is Cool Pink. And this is perfect for me and my skin tone. So I used the blush, and then the highlight shade right above that, and then the bronzer. I bronzed my entire face, but not, I shouldn't use the word entire. I bronzed my face with it, but I did it sort of around the perimeter of my face, and then just took a little bit, sort of blended it down my neck just a tiny little bit, but I mostly did the perimeter of my face. I didn't contour with it because I felt like the product that I normally use to contour my face with would be better for that purpose. But as an all-over bronzer, the way I do it, this was a good shade for me because I am very light, and this bronzer is very light. So let me swatch these colors for you. So that's the blush, and it's definitely pink, but it's not, I don't feel like it's super cool. To me, that's a pretty neutral pink, but they do refer to this as cool pink. But yeah, I feel like that is pretty neutral. And as you can see, this product is not like wham super pigmented, but sometimes I like that because if a product is too pigmented, sometimes it's difficult to work with. So sometimes subtle is nice. So that's the highlight shade, and I have that on right over the blush, like I said. So there it is right there. Really, really pretty. I love it. And then the bronzer Looks like that. And I like to use something a little more brown and less orange for my sculpting face contour. But for an all-over bronzer, I use a variety of different colors. And I don't do that every day, but I wanted to do it today. I wanted to use every single product in the palette. So it's just a really nice light bronze shade for anybody that has light skin. And I would say that this would work great on anybody with fair to light skin, but anybody that was any darker than that, I don't think this product would be pigmented enough to show up on your skin, and I don't feel like the colors would be that flattering. But if you have fair to light skin, you would probably really love this. It's really, really pretty. And I love the finish of the highlight shade. Now this, when I first saw it and opened it and looked at it, it immediately reminded me of some Wet n Wild palettes that I have. So if you live in a European country and you saw me talk about these Wet n Wild limited edition palettes that came out, one was called Fairtrade Coffee and one was called Sunset Junction, and you weren't able to get these because Wet n Wild is not that easy to get, especially limited edition products in European countries, I would say you would probably really love that Isadora Face Sculptor palette as a substitute because it is quite similar to these. The colors aren't exactly the same, but like the texture of the highlighter and the depth of the tone reminds me a lot of these. See, you can tell the finish of the highlighter, the texture of it is very similar. And, you know, it's pink. So that's the Fairtrade Coffee one. And this is the Sunset Junction one. So they're pretty similar. So if you were interested in these Wet n Wild palettes and you weren't able to get them, then I think you would be very happy with this Isadora palette because it's very, very similar. There are a lot of things about it that remind me so much of that. And then she sent me a couple of their eyeshadow palettes. I've got the Smoky Eyes one, which is a black, two grays, a light gray and a dark gray, a white, and then a beige. And the Creamy Nudes palette, which is a purpley blue, sort of a taupey color or a beigey gray. And then this one here is like a mauve, and this is a pink, and then this is like a sort of a peachy beige, I would say. And my friend that sent me these had sent me an Isadora palette before, a few years back now. And I gotta tell you, the quality on the Isadora eyeshadows has improved a lot. The other palette that she sent me years ago, it was okay, but if I was to walk into a store that sold Isadora, I probably wouldn't have repurchased based on what I knew about that palette. These are a different story, and these are on the website right now, so if you want more information about them, you can just go on and look at them, and there are other options too. They have a ton of products. They have single eyeshadows, they have palettes, and they have pigments, and they have pencil eyeshadows. They have all different stuff. But what I did today was I also wanted to use some of the other products that she sent me. So my eyeshadow look consists of, actually what I did was I used the Isadora palette, face palette. The highlight shade is my brow bone highlight. Sometimes I like to do that. I like to match my brow bone highlight to my face highlight, and I kind of like the way it all pulls together. And then in the crease, I used the lighter shade of gray, and I was really surprised at how dark and vibrant it was, because I wasn't really sure if I should go for this one or this one in the crease, and I'm so glad I guessed right. And then the darker shade I took on a small pencil brush and dragged it along the lower lash line, and then I put something on my waterline and tightline that was, you know, regular eyeliners. But these are really creamy. They're a powder eyeshadow, but they feel like a really creamy powder eyeshadow. And so let me show you. And they're super, super pigmented, really easy to blend, really, really good quality. And I'm sorry, I don't know what the prices are on these, but very, very nice. So that's the light gray that I used in my crease. And then that's the dark gray. So thank goodness I didn't try to use that in the crease. I think it would have been too dark, but it worked out nice as a shadow to drag along my lower lash line. That's the black. Wow. Super, super pigmented. That's the white. Look at how opaque that is and pigmented. I mean, white eyeshadows are very hard for most makeup companies to do. They usually go patchy and they're not opaque, and this is creamy and opaque just like the other shades were, even though it's white. And I would swatch it to show you on my skin, but I don't think it would show up. Yeah, well, it shows up a little bit. And then the last shade in this palette is, it's kind of a yellowy beige. And again, look how creamy and opaque that is. So, so nice. So these are some great eyeshadows. So if you have access to Isadora, I think you would be really happy with these palettes. And then here's the other one. This is the Creamy Nudes palette. And let me do some swatches of this one. Okay, the first, these four right here, I just swatched. Now these are lighter colors, so they're not showing up as much. Well, I'm gonna have to use that palette next time then to see how they are on the eyes. And then the last one is like a really pretty purple, blue and black sort of mixed together. Okay, so this palette isn't as pigmented as the other one. So if you had to go between the two, I would say the Smoky Eyes is definitely more pigmented and softer and better to blend. But this Creamy Nudes one that has pinks in it is not as pigmented. Isn't that strange that, you know, from palette to palette? But then again, you do have to take into consideration the types of shades. But even when I swatched that darkest color, it didn't swatch super pigmented like the darkest shade in the Smoky Eyes one did. So there is some variation there. But yeah, I really think that this is a quality brand, and I can't say whether it's a good value or not because I don't know what the prices are, like I said. But if you are in a store that sells Isadora, I would say, you know, check it out. And when I was watching that video where somebody was talking about Isadora, I think they said that they had gotten some Isadora products at the Makeup Store, which is a chain of makeup stores in Europe. And I think that they might be starting to come to the United States. I think they might be in 2 or 3 major cities in the United States, but I think it's like, you know, New York, LA, and Chicago or something like that. So it's not very widespread here yet. But yeah, the makeup store, I believe, sells Isadora. So that is my opinion about the Isadora products that I was sent by my friend. And yeah, check them out if you have a chance. And if you already have Isadora products, what do you think? Do you like them? Or what are the standout products from the brand? She had sent me a nail polish a few years back, and I really enjoyed that too. We have very strict rules now in this country about shipping, and unfortunately nail polish is considered hazardous material, so we're not allowed to ship nail polish back and forth to each other anymore internationally because they don't want to fly it on a plane, which is how all the international orders come. But there's a lot of interesting brands of nail polish in the European countries. But the Isadora one that she had sent me was one of the... Remember when those shatter type polishes were popular? Well, she had sent me a bright blue one, and it worked really well. The quality was excellent. So their nail polishes are worth checking out too. And also she had sent me an eyeliner a few years back, and that was really nice too. Alright, so I'm going to let you go, and I just wanted to show you and talk about some products from Isadora, something you don't see every day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.